Welcome, everyone, to Voldemort and Valour. Today is a very special day. Welcome, everyone, to Table Stories on Voldemort and Valour. Whenever you hear for Voldemort and Valour, or Voldemort today in chat, I would like you to spam for Voldemort and Valour, because today is a very special day. In the last episode of Witchcraft and Wizardry, we learned a little bit about what Albus Severus Potter and Scorpius Malfoy have been doing behind the scenes. A time turner was involved. They have had their own sort of side quest going on while everything has been happening in school. They've been using the time turner to go back in time to try and save someone that was lost. Cedric Diggory, a very key figure in a lot of the past in the Harry Potter universe. By traveling back in time, they were able to save Cedric Diggory. But in doing so, they doomed the future. Today's episode starts as we hear Albus Severus Potter Scorpius? Scorpius, where are you? It's so dark. It's so dark. Scorpius. And we finished last episode with the camera sort of zoomed in on the time turner. But when it zooms out, instead of Albus Severus Potter with the time turner, it is in fact Scorpius Malfoy. He looks around. Albus? Albus? Oh no. What's going on? Albus? Albus! And we switch scenes. A very different feeling. In the Great Hall of Hogwarts. And a very different look to the Great Hall in Hogwarts. It's a bit more hushed. The tables are organized much differently. There is a much greater Slytherin representation throughout the Great Hall. And a very tiny representation. Slytherin has 3 long tables filled with students wearing green and silver. And just one table has the remainder of the three houses. There are strange shapes that move about the halls. Ice frosts the windows as Dementors roam Hogwarts and the grounds. You can see that there are green banners hanging from everywhere with a sort of skull-like visage on them and a V. Walking around the Great Hall are sort of prefects, except it seems like they're making sure that no one's causing any problems. A very vigilant and oppressive group of people. And sitting at the teacher's table in the headmistress position is a woman in all pink. A very modest-looking outfit and a very frog-like face.
A reminder for all students. There will be no social gathering. After class, no social gathering aside from pre-approved activities. Please make sure to eat all your vegetables. Thank you.
Dolores Umbridge, sitting in the headmistress position, with some pretty scary looking teachers all about. At one of the tables, the small group of Ravenclaws, Gryffindors, and Hufflepuffs sit eating in silence, and it seems like most of the oppressive prefects are hovering about them, making sure that no trouble is caused. We see one of the prefects walk past a familiar face. Alexander. This spread before you is not quite as boastful as we would have, as the audience normally see during this show. This one is very bleak looking. I think that your table has not nearly as impressive a spread as the Slytherin tables, for sure. There's no sausages.
Again.
You're sitting next to probably another Ravenclaw student. What do you look like?
Compared to the Alex everyone's familiar with, it's probably no different to how he looks after, well, when he goes to the hospital wing, a bit ragged, but like tired, and the joyful spark in my eye isn't there anymore. And It's a subdued version, a quieter version, a duller version, I guess you could say.
You're sitting next to Gail Greytwig. She has an androgynous body, disinterested eyes, and she's always a bit sweaty. She's another half-blood. I think maybe you've sort of just had a few chats here and there.
Excuse me, I just reach past her and try and get what food I can onto my plate before it's all gone.
Yeah, there's probably the bare minimum of food for the table, you know? It's not that sort of abundant display that we would normally see. It's very bleak looking and oppressive. And I think she also is reaching for some food herself, and she says, "No problem."
Okay, yep. I just pile it onto my plate. I go for the broccoli first because no one ever misses it really, so I make sure I get my share even though I don't like it very much. It's just better than, not eating enough and having the rumblies all day, so.
Did you get the potions homework done?
Of course I did. You have to do your homework.
I've been having some trouble with the last potion.
Well,
I don't know if I can kill a lizard like that.
Well, if you don't look at it, it's easier, but you can also... You can ask some of the other students to do it, but you need to be... No, I should be eating, never mind.
There's probably some familiar giggling that sort of sets your teeth on edge as two girls start to approach your table. I think maybe you recognize them, and we see Cornelia and Lillian approaching. Are you two up to no good?
Most likely. Is that Ravenclaw? Cornelia, you're so quiet.
So quiet. Almost as if you're not even speaking.
I'm incredibly quiet, yes. I'm ever so sorry. I think it is
as
that
quiet
Ravenclaw.
as that Ravenclaw boy over there.
Yeah, he almost never speaks.
What's he eat? What is that?
I believe he's eating broccoli. I mean, I suppose it's better since... Well, Umbridge did tell us we must eat our vegetables.
I mean, that's true. At least they are listening a little bit.
Yeah.
For once.
For absolute
How's your
once.
feet, Ravenclaw boy? What's your name again?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You. What's your
Yeah.
name?
Alexander.
Alexander. What's your last name? Alexander.
Pinescrew.
Pine screw. How quaint. I love
Do you
it.
know any pine screws? I've never... That's a sweet
No.
name, isn't it? Pine screw.
It really is.
Nice.
What's happening
Cool.
for you today?
Just...
In the world of Ravenclaw.
eating our vegetables, like the headmistress said, and staying out of trouble.
Very good of you.
Sweet, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna go sit down. It smells a bit weird over here, isn't it? It might be the broccoli. Ravenclaw.
I think so. I think they boiled it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's boiled.
I'm gonna take my seat over here. It's nice to see you. What is it? Pine True. It's nice to see you.
Pine True. Yes. So nice to enjoy this conversation. Lillian, let's go enjoy our dinner.
Yeah.
They go sit down, sort of nearby. You can hear them sort of giggling, maybe a little, as they leave. I'm glad they didn't talk to me.
Well, just make sure you eat your vegetables.
She's like piling on like more broccoli, an obscene amount of broccoli. Sitting nearby, Lillian and Cornelia, we see Maisie. Maisie, how do you feel about Lillian and Cornelia? Have you talked with them before? I mean, they're in your class.
I know them. I've spoken to them before.
You can see that they're teasing one of the Ravenclaw students.
Yeah. Just to turn around, I'm not very interested. It's kind of funny, but I'm just gonna go back to my food.
Right next to you, I think there is a girl whom the audience might remember as Ashley Indigo. And she says, "Stupid Ravenclaws. I don't know what they're thinking. Why do they even bother still coming here?"
Ugh, I have no idea. Maybe they're just still trying to get an education, but I don't know what they would ever need it for.
I mean, the less we think about them, the better, right?
Exactly.
I guess that's fair. But sometimes it's fun to think about them and think about how awful they are. And how much better we are.
Exactly. I'm curious, however. Have any of you had any run-ins with any muggles lately?
Muggles?
What are you trying to say?
Where?
Well, I'm not implying anything. Or am I?
What are
Has
you trying to
someone been
say?
seeing muggles?
I saw some muggles in Hogwarts.
In Hogwarts?
No, you didn't.
Being
Why would there be
taken
muggles in
down
Hogwarts?
to the basement.
Where would they even come from? How would they even get here?
Word around the school is that they're being burned down in the basement.
Burned in the
That doesn't even make
basement.
any sense. Why wouldn't they do it outside? Why would they do it in the basement?
Why would they bring them here for that?
Maybe it's something about the smell.
Maybe they're trying to give us all the energy of... I don't know. Maybe they're trying to remind us of what we're here to do. What we're here to learn and who we're supposed to be.
Why would it be a secret then? Why wouldn't they just show us, like, here's a muggle and we're taking them to the dungeon and good thing you're not a muggle? Like, why wouldn't they do that? Why would they just, like, secretly take a muggle? It doesn't make any sense, Ashley.
Yeah, Lillian, you're absolutely right.
Sitting down nearby, we're joined by Olive.
I think it's a ridiculous rumour. Honestly, if there were any muggles on the premises, I would be the first to know, wouldn't I?
And why is that?
Yes.
Obviously, my family's gotten in with the Malfoys, and if anyone here has any sort of knowledge of muggle burning, first and foremost, let me tell you, it would be out in the bloody square to make an example of it for the Ravenclaws, the Hufflepuffs, the Gryffindors. If you think we'd be doing that behind closed doors,
That's exactly
shows
what
how
I was
much
thinking.
you know, Ashley.
How do you even know what a muggle looks like anyway, Ashley? How
Yeah,
did you know they
Ashley.
were muggles?
I can tell. It's simple.
Could you smell them?
Yeah, did they smell weird?
They
Did they
say that
smell like
half-bloods
muggles?
smell weird. Maybe that was what you were saying. Maybe that was what you were smelling.
No, I'm sure of it. It was muggles. They were in chains and everything.
Who did you even hear this from, Ashley?
Oh, I didn't hear it from... Well, I heard it from a few people. But I saw it down, by the common room.
Show us.
Yeah.
If you saw it, go take us now and show us.
Yeah, let's go. Let's leave our lunch, our dinner, and let's walk down and see where the muggles are being born. Not born,
In
burned.
the middle of dinner? What do you want? I don't want to get kissed by a Dementor.
That's what I thought. Because you can't. Because it never happened.
Fine. Well, I'll show you when we can move about.
All right then.
So, if you're in the know, Olive, then where are they burning the muggles? Exactly.
Just because my family has a higher position in society doesn't mean that I personally know everything. I'm just saying, I think it's a bit ridiculous that that would be done in private and not a part of our lessons. Not done publicly, don't you think? Why would anyone be hiding that, Maisie?
I don't know,
That's what I
and
thought.
honestly, I don't think I even really care.
Well, I guess we'll just find out after dinner, won't we?
I really hope you're lying, Ashley, because it would make me so sad to think that it happened and we weren't even there.
Maybe
I want to
it's
be
for the
there
older
for the burning,
students.
for the smell, all that. Sounds kind of gross to me, honestly.
Well,
Yeah.
Lillian,
Maybe for
it's
things
good
like
to
that.
be there.
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like maybe they save those things for older students. You know.
Well, our parents
Going
used to
to-
take us and we got to see all the burnings.
Oh, mine too. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
But at
normal.
Yeah,
it's
same.
it's different at school though, right? What our parents let us do before we get here is very different from school rules. So I've been to loads of burnings, honestly, myself.
Well, I'd hope so. Especially with a family of your repute.
Of course,
Lots to uphold in that family, isn't it?
Yeah.
not at
A lot to
school.
protect.
Yes. And I'm just gonna take my homework out and start working at the table while I eat.
I'm not really eating, just kind of like picking and more just kind of like looking at everybody. Just like drinking in the situation.
Lillian, do you think that we should bring Missy and Prissy to dinner next time?
How would we even sneak them into the Great Hall? What are you going to do with Missy and Prissy in the Great Hall? Well, you know what? Professor Umbridge would probably like to see them. She hasn't seen them in a minute.
It's true, she would love that. We could bring them right up to the teacher's table. Maybe
I
then
don't
we
know
could
if
make
Missy
more.
and Prissy would like the smell of all the half-bloods. bullets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely don't want to make them sick. So,
Are you
It's a
saying this
tweaked
loud
stomach.
enough for Alexander to hear, by the way?
If
probably.
he's at the table next to us, I'm gonna assume that they can hear us. Yeah.
You can hear them just sort of talking about half-bloods and whatnot. Alexander, how's this making you feel? You're muted.
I think at this point I'm used to it. I've heard it all, and I just spear another bit of broccoli and just keep eating. Just let it. Just brush it off. You don't know what they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about.
Dinner will be finishing up in the next 5 minutes. Prepare yourselves to move on to your lignite activities. And I expect all prefects to make sure that students are not gathering socially. Mr. Filch will be on top of everything as usual.
You can see this, like, old, super old, like, hunched over, like, barely functioning old man petting this, like, ancient-looking cat in his arms. This sort of large Maine Coon cat that you would recognize as Augustus Filch, somehow still alive and looking meaner than ever, just keeping an eye on students as much as possible. And you probably see him, like, in the background, like, yelling at somebody, and they just kind of look terrified as one of the Dementors starts to, like, make its way over. And it's at this point that Scorpius Malfoy walks into the Great Hall, and as soon as he does, a round of applause just starts to go off as the crowd sees their Scorpion King enter the room. And the Slytherins are all like, Scorpion King! Scorpion King! And Scorpius, he looks a little different to you. Maybe a bit befuddled by the situation for a moment as he sort of recoils. And he looks around and just kind of waves. There's a few girls that run up to him, and they start, like, sort of, preening and posturing all about. And he looks really confused, and he sort of backs up a little bit. Professor Snape starts to walk behind you, Alexander. You can see the looming shadow of Professor Snape begin to walk past, and he says, Mr. Pinescrew.
Yes, Professor?
I am expecting you to do well in potions class tomorrow. You understand that your grade is in dire straits.
Yes, Professor. I did lots of studying.
Very well. And he sort of motions over to Gale and says, You as well, Miss Grey Twig. I expect that you will pass. Yes, Professor Snape. Very well. No slacking in my class. I will not hesitate to give you a failing grade.
Yes,
And-
Professor.
He walks over towards Dolores Umbridge and the teacher's table. And he sort of inclines his head, and you can hear him say, "For Voldemort and Valour." And he goes to sit with the rest of the teachers.
Everyone's stopping by here today.
I don't know why he cares so much about just a few Ravenclaws.
I think he's more worried about how good he looks. If we fail, it makes him look like he's not a good teacher or something. That would be my guess.
Do you think he would be punished?
I don't know. I don't think he cares for us all that much. Just make sure you study extra hard and just look away from the lizard when you have to.
I don't want to. I don't want to be like. I don't want to be like Alfalfa. She sort of like looks over at Alfalfa Silverling, who's kind of, you can see he's kind of like rubbing one of his hands. You can see there's some, looks like writing on the back of his hand, and you can see that it's basically like scarred and a bit raw, where you can see "I will not tell lies" written over and over again on the back of his hand.
Well, just make sure you study extra hard, and when you're studying, don't try to remember it. Force yourself to remember it. Try and practice repeating it. That's how you make it stick in your brain.
Right. But won't the lizard feel pain if we kill it?
Well, only if you're not. You just need to be quick about it.
I don't even understand why we need the potion.
It's
Just whoever drinks it, they feel a lot of pain. I don't know why anyone would need a potion like that.
because in case there's muggles.
Why? Why would you give it to a muggle?
Just you can't ask so many questions.
Right? I always forget.
You need to learn what you've been told and then just that's it.
Right.
And then you won't end up like Alfalfa.
Dinner will be concluded promptly. You may all take your things and leave now, please. For Voldemort and Valour.
For Voldemort and Valour.
Voldemort and Valour.
You see people doing the salute.
I quickly gather up my things and get ready to, I guess, be escorted out.
As you're sort of leaving, and the prefects are starting to gather people. Maisie and Alex, I would like you to notice something for me. And this isn't a normal one.
It isn't a normal one.
No.
So do we have a... I don't have a forward. No.
No, forward. No. Scorpius Malfoy, the Scorpion King, is approaching you, Alex. I don't understand. Why are you going near that pathetic Ravenclaw first year? Oh, come on, Scorpion King. Please, we could go for a walk. It'd be so nice. I'm sure the mentors would leave us alone. I mean, leave you alone. It's fine. Excuse me for just a moment. I'm going to berate that first year. Yes. Excuse me. I'll be with you shortly. Thank you. And he'll sort of like grab you, Alex.
I'm sorry.
You there, first year. Come with me.
Okay.
Gail looks kind of like horrified. And she tries to like put her head down and start to sort of look inconspicuous away from you as you're sort of dragged off, Alexander.
I'm sorry. Do you need?
There's a few like students that are probably like passing by, and Scorpius says, I saw what you did. That salute was horrid.
I'm sorry.
You barely put any feeling into it.
It was the broccoli was making me gassy. I was a bit distracted. I know that's not an excuse. I'll do better next time, I promise. Don't tell anyone, please. I'll.
And then he kind of like whispers conspiratorially, Alexander, right?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Then
we're headed back.
What's all this Voldemort and Valour nonsense?
You can't say that.
Why not? What's happening? Where are all these banners and such? Why?
You can't say it, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't call it nonsense.
But I don't understand. What's happened? Where are your friends? Where's Olive and Clementine and Rosalina, the one with the potatoes, and the other girl, Maisie?
I don't have. I don't have friends with those names.
Oh no. I must have done something horrid. I can't find Albus. Have you seen Albus?
Albus?
Albus, my best friend. You know Albus, surely.
I have never heard that name ever on anyone, ever.
Never heard the name Albus.
Mm-mm.
What did we do? All right. Look, I'm sorry to trouble you. This is all some sort of joke. Haha.
I won't tell anything to anyone. I promise. Just don't hurt me.
No. Yes, and if you say anything bad about the Dark Lord again, then you shall feel the back of my hand.
No, you can't. Please don't. You can't.
Was it too
you
much?
can't tell anyone that I. What? Are you? You should maybe go to the hospital wing. No offense, but you seem like you're not.
Go ahead and try and read someone. Or read between the lines, yeah.
I got
10.
10.
You can read them like a book. Choose 2.
I guess. How do they see me? And how are they feeling? I think the 2 I'm going to go for.
So, I think that this person is not acting like the Scorpius Malfoy that you've heard about and probably seen. Scorpius Malfoy is the most popular student in the school, the star Quidditch player, the seeker for the Slytherin Quidditch team. And there is never a snitch that the Scorpion King ignores. They see you, strangely enough. This person seems very, very different than the Scorpius Malfoy you know. This person actually seems to care if you are in trouble. And it seems like this person is extremely confused.
I think someone might have. I don't know who. It certainly wasn't me. Someone may have cast a charm or a curse on you. You should maybe go to the hospital wing. Or did you have a run-in with a bludger, maybe? Or something?
A bludger? No, bludgers can't seem to find the Scorpion King. No bludger. I'm just trying to find out what's going on.
But what do you mean what's going on? Everything's just, it's we have class tomorrow and then we go to class.
Why are there Dementors everywhere? I don't understand.
There's always Dementors everywhere.
What? Why aren't they at Azkaban?
Are you really okay?
I'm fine.
How did you expect things to be then?
Well, I expected them to be at Azkaban. And why is this woman the headmistress? Where's Headmistress McGonagall?
There isn't a Headmistress McGonagall?
Wait. No Headmistress McGonagall. And I don't understand. But if Cedric lived, why would anything be different? I think you probably can go ahead and I read about that for Cedric Diggory.
I got +1 forward from my end of session roll that applies, yeah?
No, not this time.
That's the other Alex has
Yeah,
it.
that's the other Alex.
Okay, I read about that. Well, luckily this Alex is smarter.
Oh yeah, you know who Cedric Diggory is. It's one of Voldemort's Death Eaters.
Are you talking about The Death Eater? Cedric Diggory?
Death Eater? What are you...
Yeah. Why would he... What do you mean survived and...
Wait a minute. Voldemort's alive?
Yeah.
What about Harry Potter? And...
You shouldn't... You shouldn't say his name. People don't like it. He's long dead.
Dead? But then Albus... Oh no, but Albus...
Do you mean Dumbledore? Or...
No. No. Oh no. He looks extremely distraught.
I don't really know what's going on, and I just want to help you, and I don't want any troubles. So if you could just tell me what you need me to do, then I'll do that. And
What about... What about Rose Granger Weasley? Is she around?
No, I don't think so.
Cousin's gone. Lily must be gone as well. And James, well, that's no loss, really. All right. Well, I'll find you again.
Wait. I'm confused. If you're gonna hurt me, just hurt me. You don't need to play tricks on me first. Just...
It's no trick. Just pretend like I just berated you.
You should rough me up a little bit then.
Rough you up? What do you mean? Like strike you?
It wouldn't be the first time. Like, you... I'm pretty sure you smacked me walking past at least once every couple of weeks.
Once every...
You and every other Southern, basically.
Why does everyone keep calling me the Scorpion King? And
because you are the Scorpion King. You seeker and really good at Quidditch.
Seeker?
Wait.
For the Slytherin team, I'm the Seeker.
Yeah. Are you...
I can barely fly a broom.
What? Do you need me to tell you who you are?
No. Act as if I just berated you. And have that. First year, half blood, mud blood. And he'll just, like, he won't even hit you. He just, like, raises his hand like he's about to backhand you or something.
All right, if you can't hit me, just at least grab me and just like push
kind of
me
like
out into the corridor, like push hard.
He doesn't really know what he's doing. It's so awkward, and he just kind of like grabs your sweater, maybe stretches your sweater like a little bit or something.
Okay, like just a good
like,
shove.
you're bullying wrong.
Yeah, just a good shove, just so people can see, and you need to. Okay, you need to shove harder than that, and whenever people talk to you, just say yeah, I'm the best or something. That's the feeling I always got. No offense.
He kind of shoves you, and you sort of run into this group of Slytherins walking. I think you collide probably with. Maisie,
Yeah.
as they're walking past.
Oof.
Watch
Oh,
yourself.
I'm sorry. I was just.
Oh, it's Scorpion King still there?
Scorpius he's kind of, he's looking a bit strange, and he's kind of trying to straighten out his robes, and he walks over to some other like pretty girls or whatever that are nearby, and they instantly try to like cling to him, and yeah.
I do this thing as he goes past me where I don't turn my back on him, and I just kind of watch him just watch him go. So my back is never to him, and then once he's turned around the corner, what did you do to the Scorpion King?
And he was just having a word about some stuff, and I was just listening. So I'll get out of your way now. I'm sorry.
It's probably a good idea. Ugh.
So it's Sunday night, and you have just gotten out of the Great Hall. You heading down to your common room?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a sort of a large Slytherin procession that is sort of slithering their way down to the dungeon area, and yeah, as you enter the common room, which is protected by a secret door and a password. The password is the Dark Lord sees all. You make your way. Yeah, you make your way to the common room, and it's much more posh than it was than we saw in the movies. Everything is sort of like well maintained, and there are house elves that are actually moving about and cleaning things as you walk in. Very expensive looking, sort of emerald and silver sort of themed common room that is just bristling with rich poshness. As it's a stunning sort of place. Beautiful. You can see all of the sort of emerald water reflecting in from the black lake coming into the common room. Lots of chatter in here.
I wonder how any of the other houses can get anything done when they're living in such squalor.
I spend no time thinking of other houses. And Olive's going to get out some parchment and just kind of bury her nose in it and start writing a letter to her dad.
Spend
Maisie
so much time
is-
writing.
She really does. I wonder what you're writing about.
Just hearing how my father's doing. Getting updates on the family. As we all
Very
should.
close. Of course. Very close to Draco Malfoy family updates.
Well, you never know when my father might have something to report. So I, for one, like to stay informed.
Sure. I think Maisie turns around and finds a corner somewhere to sit on the floor, probably like some tiny little corner where there's a bookcase or something. And I think in terms of it's probably somewhere that's being cleaned by a house elf, I think. And she just kind of stands behind the house elf, like sort of half waiting, looking around.
you trying to get a house elf's attention?
Yeah, just trying to. I want to sit down there. There's a house elf in the way.
Sure. They're just covered with a canvas sort of sackcloth, and you can see that they're using some magic to sort of sweep up. There's like no dirt in here to be seen. Like the place is spotless. There's literally house elves that are just maintaining this place like all the time, and you can see that they're still trying to find any speck of dust that might have made its way through their notice, and you can see various cleaning implements sort of spinning about the place and just nicking any cobwebs or whatnot out of the corners. Yeah, and it's a male house elf, and he says,
Oh, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to get in your way, miss.
It's okay. It's okay. Really, it's okay. And she just turns around and sits down in this little corner and puts a book in between her and the house elf, and just like darts a look around to see if anybody had seen her.
the house elf is sort of looking confused. It's almost as if it's expecting to be beaten or something.
Mm-hmm. I just completely ignore it.
It goes back to its cleaning.
Can I see anybody? Is the Scorpion King here? Is Scorpions
No.
here? Any of his
Retinue?
right hand people here?
Yeah, I would say you can go ahead and make me a notice something. Okay, a 7. Yeah, you can see that Frederick Logan is lurking about, probably laughing it up with another group of Slytherins that are, I think they're like Quidditch players.
Okay. I think I'm just going to watch them for now. One ear on Olive and what Olive's spewing, because I don't know how convinced we are. One ear on Olive and looking at them. There's a book here. It's a barrier. Nobody there's a barrier between me and nobody can see me. But at the same time, I'm very curious and I'm very focused on actually not reading this book, but listening to Olive and watching these guys, just observing.
Okay. Yeah, they're talking about Quidditch. They're probably saying did you try the new Firebolt? I'm a Nimbus man myself. Like me a good Nimbus. Flies way straighter, I think. It's the witch or the wizard that flies the broom. I don't know about that.
I take my quill and I just scratch Nimbus ? Into my book and then underline it.
Okay. What are you trying to find out about Olive? You see, Olive, where would you sort of go? Do you go, do you hang out in the common room, or do you go, do something else?
Yeah, she's staying in the common room. She wants to make it very clear to everyone that she's, hanging out in the same space. She's working on a letter to her father, not too far from where Maisie's sitting, within arm's reach. I imagine the seating is close, and she's just kind of, after every sentence, she's kind of pausing and shutting her eyes, and you can see her kind of mouthing words and thinking and then writing and kind of hunched over it.
Okay. Are you doing anything that's subversive?
depends on your definition. I'm just writing a letter to my father and thinking carefully before thinking about what I write before I put it pen to paper.
Well, the reason that I ask is, are you sort of shielding it from eyes? What are you doing?
No, she's not shielding it from eyes. She's making it very plainly clear that anyone could look at what she's writing if they wanted to. She's not hiding anything.
Okay.
Can I try and read between the lines?
Sure.
Yeah. See what happens with partial success. Okay.
Yeah, on an 8, when you try to read between the lines, you roll plus heart.
I've rolled twice, Whack. I'm not sure how I've done that. Somehow managed it. Did I roll twice?
No. That's the mind roll that you made.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So yeah, when you roll heart and you try to understand what someone or something is really thinking, on a 7 to 9, you choose one from the list there.
Mm-hmm. Are they telling the truth? I want to know if it is what it appears, is basically, I think, what Maisie's trying to find out. Is this what it appears? Is she telling the truth about just writing her dad a letter? Whether there's anything there that might indicate anything about that. Yeah, is she telling the truth about what she's doing here?
I don't know. Olive?
I guess I would imagine that you're close enough that you can see what it is that she's writing, and that's how you're discerning this. It says, "Dear Father, classes have been well, making lots of friends. How is the horned toad?" That's it. Very short, stilted sentences, just bland platitudes about classes and school and simple queries. And she closes it out by saying, "Wishing you good health as always. For Voldemort and Valour, Olive."
Maisie scratches Olive dash horned toad dash question mark into her book on the other side of the page. So there's one side of the page for the nimbus and the other side of the page horned toad question mark.
Okay. What about you, Lillian and Cornelia? What's your...
I think Lillian's getting bored. There's nothing to do. She's not picking on anyone, so she's just sort of like scanning the room, looking at Olive and Maisie and looking at Cornelia and then like looking back at them. I think that Lillian wants to walk over towards Maisie and pluck the book from her hands and share with Cornelia. What is she reading? This?
I would... I'm not... That's not gonna go easily.
Do you grab the book? Like, as she tries to pick it up?
I don't want her to take it. Yeah,
Struggle.
yeah.
So,
Is it my struggles?
no, this will be Lillian's because she's the aggressor here.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, Maisie's stronger than you think.
Got a tight grip on that book. What are you reading, Maisie?
Pull it down. Slam it shut. It's none of your business, actually.
Oh my gosh, Lillian, are you okay?
I'm fine. It's just kind of weird that she's so attached to a book.
It's kind
is
of weird
kind of
that you're
weird.
so attached to a person.
A friend. It's weird to
Yeah.
have friends, isn't it?
No, it's
Must
just
be.
weird to be that close to somebody. It's almost like you're the
Family.
same person. Like you can't
Well, you
think
know-
for yourself.
Well, in this world that we live in, it's better to have connections. There are some Slytherins that are better than others. It's just a
Yeah.
fact.
I know.
Or do you think that you're one of them? Lillian. No, I have to go. I can't stand.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think I'm just gonna walk away from her and let her do whatever she's doing. I'm gonna follow her.
Maisie just looks at them like, oh my god, these idiots. Like, I'm working with the idiots here. Like, just looks at them and goes back to her corner and opens her book and kind of like peeks over at Olive to see what she's doing.
Olive, It's Do you still have the same fondness for animals that the other Olive had?
She does, but she does not display it in the same way. She
Okay.
hides being empathetic.
Are you hiding an animal?
No, she did not bring an animal with her to Hogwarts.
Did you bring a familiar? Like a did you bring a pet? Nothing?
No.
Okay.
No.
Interesting. Okay. Olive, why don't you try and notice something for me?
Okay.
You notice Maisie eyeballing you a little bit as you're writing your letter. You can ask 2 questions from the list.
Does it seem dangerous?
I'll let Maisie answer that.
No. Uneasy, maybe. Dangerous. I don't think so.
Okay. I will say, how do we get out of here? And I guess I mean that in the sense of how do I remove myself from the situation of Maisie being suspicious and eyeing her suspiciously.
How do you think, Maisie? How would Olive stop you from sort of being suspicious about her?
I don't know if she could stop, but I think the thing that would throw Maisie off most is if she just like engaged her in a conversation. That would make Maisie want to get out.
Okay. Olive's going to lift her quill up from the paper, turn, and look at Maisie and go, "Do you have anything you'd like to add to my letter? Since you're clearly so interested in it. Anything from your week to report that my father might be interested in? Other than
I'm sure
how fascinated you are with my
interested in a lot of things.
Yes. Would you like me to pass any of them along to him?
Maybe you could actually write him a letter and find out what's going on out there.
That's what I was doing before you interrupted.
Yeah,
so-
definitely. This absolute humdrum rubbish about the day.
I don't know how
Nothing
you
about
speak
what's
to
going on
your
there.
father, but this is how I talk to mine.
What are you trying to say about my father?
Nothing at all. I'm merely suggesting you mind your own business.
And I'm merely suggesting that you mind yours. Get up, slam my book, and go up to the bunks. I want to go up to the bedroom. Like, storm out. I'm loud. This is a loud exit.
Absolutely. The Slytherin dormitories are basically like their own small little rooms. There's a bunch of small little rooms, and there's 2 people per room. There's sort of like these posh beds that are sort of built based on the structure of the castle and the way that it's made. Some of them are elevated and some of them are kind of like closer to the ground. They have like little steps going up to the elevated ones, or like just like a wooden ladder or whatnot next to the bed, almost like a bunk bed, but it's just kind of the way that they are built around the structure of the castle. And because there are so many extra Slytherins here, like it's even more expanded. So like there's rooms, kind of like as far as the eye can see in terms of the Slytherin presence in the castle. So you sort of slam the door. What's your roommate like, Maisie?
My roommate is like, My roommate is like a puppy, like a really excitable puppy, that just doesn't shut up about anything ever, and you just can't get away from her. You just cannot get away from her. One of those people where sometimes you are a bit worried about starting a conversation or even being in the same room because you're not sure when you're going to be able to leave. And is she there? Whack.
Yeah, I think she is. Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, hello. Welcome back.
I won't be long. I just came to
Oh,
get my
don't be
things.
silly. You'll be here for a while. I mean, you
I
have
just-
homework to do and whatnot, don't you?
No, I was going to do it in the common room.
Oh, but there's so many people out in the common room. Surely you can't
Yes, I was-
concentrate.
I was hoping for a little bit of peace and quiet in here.
Oh, well, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're here for.
She's like a dopey looking smile on her.
I think I get in bed and pull my sheets over, like put my knees out in front of me, pull my sheets over the top of my head and like tuck them under my feet and under my bum, so like nobody could like lift it up. I like hem myself in little fort, I guess, and take my wand out and cast Lumos.
Okay, a 9. Choose 2 things that go wrong as you cast the spell.
Oh no. I think someone or something is alerted to the casting of the spell. I think my roommate is very clearly alerted, and the spell has...
I would like to point out, by the way, that I think this roommate of yours, let's come up with a name for her.
Yeah.
This is Tressie Mallard.
God, what a perfect name.
I would also like to point out that she's almost like a miniature Dolores Umbridge. And she has sort of everything. Her half of the room is covered in pink. And there's like a sharp division, I think, like right where it is.
And Maisie doesn't have things. She doesn't have anything. She came to Hogwarts with 2 different shirts, the required stuff, but she doesn't have anything with her that is personal. Just one personal thing with her that's hidden on her person at all time. That's it. Nothing. Like, so this stark room divide is very, very distinct. It's like overloaded and then like nothing, like completely blank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, are you really going to go back under the covers again?" What happens as you cast your Lumos?
I think my wand is thrown from my hands and lands nearby, but because the bed sheets are here, I think it's thrown from my hands, like hits the sheets. Lumos casts as it goes like through the sheet. So yeah, you know when you see like a torchlight in a tent or something like that. So you just see this like wild like flying around light coming from inside this, and it takes it alerts her, and it takes the wand out of my hands, and it's like in the bed somewhere, and I'm like trying to
find it.
Scramble around and found it, but it's still lit, I assume.
Oh yeah, still lit.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do my homework, okay? Can you Tressie,
I don't understand why you have to go under the sheets to do it.
because
Surely
I
it must
wanted
be
a piece
harder
of
to see.
quiet. Okay, Tressie, please, just can you just leave me alone?
Besides, I
Maybe
wanted
just-
to look at your notes.
Yes, of course you wanted to look at my notes.
Is there something wrong with me looking at your notes?
No, there's just something wrong with you.
You're always so harsh.
Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe it's actually deserved. Have you ever thought of that? Did you ever think of that?
Well, it's too bad. I was going to show you something that I found.
You what?
Oh no, it's too late now.
What were you going to show me?
No, it's too late. I'll just be over here.
Fine, and I'll just be under here.
She sort of does that thing where she like flops into the chair and like stares at the lump on Maisie's bed.
I
You
stay
can probably
under here, and I
see Maisie's frown through the bed sheets. Like if it's possible for bed sheets to frown, it almost looks like a Muppet, you know? The bed sheets are just.
I think I'm gonna stay here, but be muttering to myself and trying to figure things out. I think I'm turning between these different pages in my book that have kind of like random notes scribbled out that don't make any sense. If anyone else was to open this up, they wouldn't really understand what it was that they were looking at. And what it is there's a double page spread where there's the left page is very distinct from the right page, two separate things, and then the following page is empty, and then there's another 2-page spread, and then the following page is empty. So right now what Maisie's she's going back through to the first set of empty pages, working through the previous set, and then like translating them onto the empty pages. And I'm not sure if I've described that very well, but essentially it's a set of notes that then has room to work after it, and so it keeps going. And I think you could probably just hear her quill just scratching away as she...
Okay, fair enough. Olive. We rejoin you sort of in the common room. Just in time for the entrance of the Scorpion King. And this sort of like immediate reaction of all the Slytherins are super ecstatic upon seeing Scorpius Malfoy enter.
I kind of hop up and immediately scramble to grab my papers and like back away in case he wants to come walk through the area that I'm, taking up. I think Olive's used to just making room for him whenever he walks into a room and trying to, like, do a little baby bow at the same time.
Do you think he'll notice us?
I don't know. Maybe.
As soon as he enters the room, there's probably like a little bit of applause and stuff that go off, and he's just looking around a little bit like. He kind of waves at everybody, and maybe I feel like everybody kind of just like thinks they're getting waved at, like it's one of those. You ever like walk down a hallway and someone waves and there's somebody behind you and you're like, oh God! This is probably a similar kind of thing that happens. Except he's not waving at anybody in particular. So yeah, he walks in. Hello. Hello there. Kind of nods his head. For Voldemort and Valour.
For Voldemort and Valour.
Seems kind of weird, doesn't he?
Did you see that he waved at me when he walked in? Looked directly at me and waved.
Did he? Kind of focused on how he's stuttering and kind of sweaty. You think he's sick? Does he need soup? Cornelia, we can make him soup.
Oh, maybe we can, yeah.
Well, not make the soup. That'd be ridiculous.
I think I've come out to see the commotion. I think I've come out with my book and my wand still lit. Haven't knocked yet, and get to kind of the top of the stairs to look down and see what's happening and where he's coming from.
Olive, you should go talk to him. If he looked at you, you should go talk to him.
You think?
Oh,
Could go wrong.
absolutely. You should go say hi.
our families are very close, so
Very close. Yeah.
I'm
very
sure he'd
close.
welcome it.
I'm sure.
What a great idea. Scorpion King. Hello, dear cousin. How are you? Good to see you.
Is that you, Olive?
Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, goodness, yes. Of course. It's so good to see you well, dear friend.
I barely recognized you with that hair.
Whatever do you mean?
All of the students are kind of like looking at this interaction. Like, there are some hateful stares from some of the other Slytherins around. They're just like, new target acquired. Yeah. And he just says,
Perhaps we could have a conversation. Yes, over here.
Yeah, all right. Okay. And Olive turns back to the girls and she goes, "Girls, excuse me, the Scorpion King would like a word in private." Thanks so much for that idea, by the way. I appreciate you advising me to go say hello. And she's going to turn and follow him.
Oh my god, Lillian, I hate her.
I don't know who she thinks she is. Do you think that he even actually remembered her?
I have no idea. I hope not. She doesn't deserve it.
Definitely not. Did she leave her things out? What was she writing to her dad?
Let's read it.
did you leave it out?
Yeah.
Did we notice something?
It might be, you might be trying to do something else. I don't think it'd be a notice something. I think you would just see she got up from that place. You would see it there. I won't make you do a roll for that. But you can do something else if you'd like.
Can I steal
Rifle
it?
through her thing. Oh.
Oh, you want to just try and swipe something?
Yeah, I want to swipe it.
Okay. Yeah, try and be quick and quiet.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, how do you fail? I need to hear how. This is a bad fail. What happens when you try and steal this?
She's so distracted already. I don't know how I could really mess up this bad. I think maybe instead of actually being quiet, she's just trying to be quick. So when she goes to grab the letter, her rest of her things are sitting on top of it. So she like yanks it, but in turn that just topples her bag over and like
You knock everything that Olive has
Everything,
just
like,
all over the
ink.
floor. Big
Yeah.
spill everywhere. And you do the thing where you're like also off balance. Your like equilibrium is off. You know, if you have to like get up and use the bathroom or something at night and you're just like burp, you have that little inner ear thing and you're a bit wobbly. You probably like slip on something too and you just kind of like bump into the table. It looks like something out of, you know, a 90s sitcom.
just gonna like
Lillian.
look over.
Oh my god.
I was just trying to tidy our things and it just got a little out of control.
So clumsy. Well, I guess we have to put it all back in her bag now after we've made a mess. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do.
Olive, you 100% saw all of this happen. Like, it's just a catastrophe.
I'm just gonna
Olive?
mouth over the crowd since she's over. I'm so sorry.
Olive's going to snatch her bag back and just kind of leave the mess of papers. Like she'll gather any loose parchment and quills later, but she's gonna keep her book bag on her, and she has her wand and everything. And then she's going to scuttle off after Scorpius.
Sure.
Did she leave anything behind that I can rifle through?
As she just described, it's probably loose parchment and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
You can still rifle.
Um,
I still have her letter though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You do have the letter.
Oh my god. Let's read it.
Dear Dad. What's your letter say?
Dear Father, how are you? Classes are going well? Making lots of friends? How is the horned toad? And then a bunch of
She's
other
a
kind of
horned toad.
platitudes about classes, and then at the end it says, wishing you good health as always, for Voldemort and Valour, Olive.
God, she's so boring. Why on earth would Scorpius want to talk to her? It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, that's disgusting.
What toad?
You think the toad is... I'm gonna get warts. You take this.
Oh my gosh, no, I'm not touching it. No, I'm not touching it. Oh my gosh, Lillian, get away. Oh, fine. Why did I listen to you?
I have to go wash my hands. I'm leaving. You keep an eye on her. I'm going to wash my hands.
Ugh.
Yeah, Maisie, you see this sort of like chaos happen as Olive walks off with Scorpius to one of the hallways or something, probably.
What? Why would he? And then I think I see the I feel like you guys are the ugly sisters from Cinderella.
Yeah, basically, I guess.
Savage.
Like,
Wow.
Yeah, it's actually so good.
It's the meanest Colo's ever been. Oh, wow.
At least we're pretending to be mean.
Real Colo hashtag.
That's Olok. That's my evil twin. It's
Yeah.
Colo backwards.
Yeah.
That's Olok. It's not
Yeah.
Colo. It's two completely obviously. So
Definitely.
I think then I see the I see the evil sisters, and I'm like, oh, and kind of try and hover over a banister to sort of see if I can figure out what they're doing without like getting too close.
Okay. Yeah. Try and be quick and quiet, I think, Maisie.
This is gonna go really well.
Yeah, I think as you're trying to scope things out, I think Cornelia probably sees you trying to spy on them.
Excuse me, matchstick? What are you looking at?
Matchstick.
Yeah?
What's that
she
even
doing?
supposed to mean?
Straight as a board, fire on top, matchstick.
Matchsticks are quite useful if you'd like to start a fire, though, aren't they?
What,
I think you're
fire with
clever.
yourself? Are you trying to call yourself a muggle lord?
Speaking of which, why haven't we gone to find out whether or not muggles were in the basement?
Probably because she went to go talk to the Scorpion King or whatever they're doing.
I mean,
in the
we
corner over there.
Yeah. We could go without her. You can come if you want, matchstick.
It's Maisie.
Fun. Easy the Matchstick. Could be a cute nickname.
Or not. Or it could not be.
That's true too, but I think
That's
we'll stick with
it can be both things, yeah.
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 So you want to go with us, or
Do you want to come?
to the basement?
I think it would make you probably very happy to know if they're killing muggles in the basement. You would want to know, I'd imagine.
Well, I was thinking, honestly, maybe there's more important work trying to find out what the Scorpion King is doing with that thing.
Thing.
That thing. Wow. Lillian, not even we could say something like that. Maybe we should invite her to come and hang out with us more often.
I don't know. Are you jealous? Did she have a crush on the Scorpion King?
Matchstick loves
No.
the Scorpion King.
Oh, is that what you were writing in that book? Is it a journal?
Don't you just think it's very strange that she always talks about how her family is so very close to the Malfoys, and yet we've never seen them talk before today? And now
Yeah, because she's lying. Obviously.
Obviously. So why have they gone off together? Don't you understand?
We could just
Come on,
go listen.
dum-dums.
We could go listen and find out. Dum-dum.
Maybe we
That's a great
could.
idea.
Just, it's
And
literally
maybe
feet
that
away.
would be more useful than going to a basement where there were never any muggles.
You think she went to the basement without us?
Maybe.
You go to the
Seems like
basement,
something she would
Matchstick.
do.
What?
You've already been to the basement? Is that how you know there's no muggles there? You just said that. You did. Didn't you say that?
Yeah, she did.
I said that there weren't any muggles in the basement, but that this was more interesting. This is clearly something that we should go and investigate. Whereas
You know what's a great idea? You know what's a great idea? Maybe we should go listen in on that conversation. What do you think, Lillian?
I think that's a great idea. Maybe Matchstick could bring her journal.
Yeah, she can write the notes down.
Fine.
We're gonna go if you wanna come with us.
You wanna?
Fine, I'll come. Fine.
Okay.
Oh.
So we see the 3 Scooby-Doo heads, sort of poke out from the end of the hall as Olive goes to have a chat with Scorpius Malfoy. That's a good place for us to take our break.
This is so weird.
I don't like it.
Do you ever just want to like throw up when you hear the words that come out of your mouth during
Yeah.
roleplay?
Well, the only reason it's because I have experienced this on the reverse side quite a lot. So
Yeah. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure you head on over to tablestory.tv/WAW and give everyone a follow. If you haven't done so, go follow them. They're lovely people and excellent role players, as you have seen. You can click on all their links. Go follow them on all the places. And if you haven't done so, make sure you follow us here on Table Story, twitch.tv/tablestory, and Table Story on YouTube as well. Go sub to us. If you want to help in a monetary way, make sure that you use those Twitch Primes or Amazon Primes. Link them up and go sub to one of these people. Go sub to one of them. Get some emotes. Go support them. And if you want to help support Table Story in a monetary way, you can head on over to our Patreon. Patreon is tablestory.tv/pledge. And we've got wonderful stuff up there. We've got MP3 versions of the shows that we do. We've got character art. We've got lore and stuff from our shows. We've got maps. We've got all kinds of different things. You could also potentially be submitting an NPC. And I have NPCs for this show, by the way, that I will be bringing in. Today is a bit odd, as you have noticed. But don't worry, I didn't forget about them. I've got the NPCs. We'll get them in there. It's just finding the best way to get them on the show. So don't worry about that. Check out all the stuff that we do. We've got a show called Gone that's on tomorrow. That's a surreal thriller or fantastic show that Pumpkinberry runs. She GMs with a stellar cast. Check that out. That's tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. But otherwise, we're going to take a little bit of a break here, folks. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Hang tight for more Voldemort and Valour. Welcome back, everyone, to Table Stories Voldemort and Valour. We return as Alexander. You are, you're back in the Ravenclaw common room. It's not the best, and I would like to point out that the sort of security for the common rooms a little bit different for Ravenclaw. Yeah, I think that there's still Dementors and things roaming about outside, and the secret password, the questions and whatnot to get into Ravenclaw are waived for any teachers and whatnot that want to make their way in, or any prefects. What do you think the Ravenclaw common room looks like in this timeline?
I think it's less bright. It's generally just dark and drab looking. It looks like the Ravenclaw banners and stuff just haven't ever been replaced in recent memory. They're just old ones that are dusty and a bit holy and a bit dirty. They're just there. The beds don't look like they've been upgraded. The mattresses are a bit lumpy and uncomfortable.
I think that probably some of the there's so much fewer students in Ravenclaw now as well that some of the dorm rooms have actually sort of been collapsed. I think some of the stone from the castle has actually fallen in on some of those. I think probably the upper tower dorm rooms. Yeah, so on the plus side, you probably don't have too many people around you at any time for an introverted person. But it's also a little sad too, you know. There's not really too many people around. Some of the older students and whatnot are sort of like a bit haggard. They're still trying to get by. Are you in the common room? Do you go back to the dormitory?
I think I would probably be in the dormitory. I like my privacy. I'll probably be studying up potions for the upcoming tests and stuff.
Okay, sure. I think that there's no casual wear, even on the weekends here. So everyone's sort of wearing their robes and whatnot all the time, aside from maybe like in your common room or in the dormitory. And the Slytherins can kind of do whatever they want. When you take your robe off, something falls out of your pocket. Looks like a small piece of parchment.
I reach down and pick it up. I unroll it and have a read.
In a small, sort of like scratchy looking handwriting, you can read say it would actually say potion ingredients, similar to the potion that you've been working on. And I think this potion is just probably called the potion of extreme pain. The ingredients are worded in a way that makes the potion that you're working on, from your book, that it's a bit more complicated in the book. This sort of like dumbs things down a little and makes it a little bit easier. And it says, stir counterclockwise 6 times instead of 5. And it says, instead of using fresh salamander, use, I think, thorn root.
Thorn root.
Yields a clearer potion.
Hmm.
Go ahead and try and notice something for me. Okay.
Okay, I get to the page of the potion and compare them both and look at them. Are they mostly similar apart from just those, like, small changes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I fold it up and tuck it into a pocket in my robe. I copy it first. I scratch out a few notes, just the changes from the other potion recipe, from the one in the book. And I fold the original up and put it in my pocket and slip the other one into the page with the recipe. Yeah. I'm just going to continue studying then. But I'm going to go over the changes with the recipe so I remember it.
Okay. Sure.
Just go through
Yeah,
it.
it basically said to powder the thorn root in a mortar and pestle.
Yeah. Okay. Thorn root, that's something that's fairly easy to get my hands on. Will I find that in the potions class?
Common ingredient, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good. Okay, yeah. Now I'm just trying to figure out whether or not I want to try it. Okay, yeah, well, I'll spend some time pondering that for now.
Yeah, Gale would probably knock on your door.
I'll get from my bed where I'm sitting reading and go over to the door and just open it a crack. Hello?
Have you had any luck?
I may have found another way you could do the potion that's maybe better, but you don't
What
have
do you mean
to.
another way?
Well, it just a different ingredient here, stir it a little more there, that kind of thing.
I don't understand. Was it in another part of the book or something I missed?
Maybe. I've just been doing lots of research. Since you were asking questions, I thought I could help out. So, do you want some help?
Try and convince her.
Help. I don't really want to get away from what the book said.
Well, it's not that different.
It's different, right? Snape will mark us down.
Well,
I don't want to get trolled.
no. Okay, so. Well, it's up to you whether or not you want to do it. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. I'm just thinking about it, but.
If I get another troll grade, I might fail the class.
Okay, well, how confident are you that you can do the potion as is?
Confident? I mean, it's not like I taste it. Would you?
I don't know. It is called Potion of Extreme Pain, and maybe it was a potion of normal pain. I might consider it.
I don't know why it's even required. It's so silly.
Well, we shouldn't question the professor's curriculum.
Right. Alright, well. So, if you're doing it the other way, how many... the book says 5 clockwise turns. When I do that, though, it gets a bit murky.
Okay, well, do you want to know what the other way is and you can choose whether or not to do it?
I don't know, I might get confused.
Well, it's simple. You do like 6 instead of 5, and I wrote it down. Do you want just to have a look?
No, I better not. Or I'm sorry to bother you.
Well, how are you feeling about the salamander?
I don't know. I have one. But, you know, it just seems so horrible.
Well, there's another ingredient you could use instead, and it's just, you know, a plant that you grind up.
A plant instead?
Yeah. That way you don't have to do the salamander, because if you don't do the salamander and it gets away and causes trouble in the class or something, that'll be really bad.
Go ahead and try and convince again.
Okay. Good roll. Okay.
Yeah, you can choose one from the list there.
I think I'll go with they go along with it for now. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Well, if you don't have to kill a lizard, maybe it's better. Alright, I'll have a look then.
Okay, I'll just make a copy of the notes for you real quick, and I'll go over them with you. Just it's quite simple, really, for the most part. It's just starting a little different and adding a different ingredient. Anyway, yeah, I go grab my book with the changes in it, slipped into the page, and I bring it over to the door and okay, look here. And I go down the recipe and just point it. This is where, see, it says here, stir this way instead of that way. And then the ingredients different. Use thornwood instead of salamander.
Thornroot instead of salamander. Alright,
Yeah.
and powder? Alright.
Yeah, you just need to grind it up in a mortar and pestle.
Alright. Well, thanks, Alex.
Okay, and just, Gail, you need to do as you're told, remember?
Right.
And you can't ask questions.
No. Should probably get ready for our spot check.
Yeah, stay safe. And
Alright.
stuff. For Voldemort and Valour.
For Voldemort and Valour.
Close the door and they tidy up my little space in my room.
Yeah, you have, probably daily and nightly spot checks. making sure there's no contraband or anything. Just outside the window, you can probably see the Dementors sort of floating about the castle. Some frost begins to form on the window.
I pull my covers up round me and go over and pull the tatters of curtains over the window as best I can.
Sure. And we switch scenes. Olive, you've been pulled aside by the Scorpion King, Scorpius Malfoy.
Yes. Olive?
Yes, that's right. You know my name.
Right. Yes.
It's so good to see you. I thought that we should start spending more time together, and it's wonderful to see you, old family friend.
Yes. Olive, are you familiar with, do you know anyone by the name of Maisie, or perhaps Alex, or a Clementine, or Rosalina?
Maisie's a girl in my year in Slytherin.
She is? In Slytherin?
Yes, in Slytherin. We're not particularly friends, but
You're not?
she's here.
All right.
Are these all Slytherin students you're looking for?
No. I mean, they might be. I'm not sure.
No, I've never heard of anyone else with those names. I think I might have a cousin named Rosanna? Was that Roseanne? Roseanne? I think she might be a cousin. Good family friend, honestly, probably, if it's someone you like.
Right. I suppose, did... I noticed, are there, have you noticed, no. I've been wondering if you've noticed the way that... Are there any Muggleborns that might have made their way into the school? I figured
No,
since you
and
seem to
even-
know so much, I would
Even
ask
if there
you.
were, I personally wouldn't know any. I come from a very fine family, thank you very much, and we have nothing to do with any
I wasn't implying...
filthy Muggleborns.
I wasn't implying anything. I was merely curious if you had heard anything. Perhaps someone hiding the fact that they might be Muggleborn.
Wait, did you hear that there's a Muggleborn student at Hogwarts? Is that
I
what
don't
you're
know.
telling me?
That's why I was asking. After all,
Why?
I am the Scorpion King.
Of course. Well, personally, I would absolutely be honored to assist you in finding them, and perhaps we could share the credit and the glory if we turn them over together. We could work together.
Perhaps. So you don't know an Alex from Ravenclaw?
I don't.
Perhaps.
I don't socialize with Ravenclaws, if that's what you're suggesting.
No. Of course not. What I had meant was if you had ever, bullied him. It's such a good target. Good to take out your frustrations and whatnot.
Are you all right?
You can try and read between the lines.
Okay.
9. When you try to understand what someone or something is really thinking, you can choose one from the list there.
What are they planning?
It's hard to say. From what you know about the Scorpion King, the sort of like saying is that, and this was Dolores Umbridge that was heard that say this. This was Headmistress Umbridge that said this. Was that there is nearly no snitch that the Scorpion King cannot catch. Perhaps this has something to do with catching some student that should not be here.
Are you telling me that a Ravenclaw boy is a Muggleborn?
What? No.
But no, you asked if I knew any Muggleborns, and then you asked if I knew this random Alexander. I'm not stupid, Scorpion King. I get it. All right, so what do we do first? Do we alert a professor?
Professor?
Well, why else? What do you expect to do with the information that he's Muggleborn?
Professor,
tell
yeah,
someone.
right. Professor, Professor Snape?
What's the matter with you?
Matter? Oh, nothing.
Can I ask you a question, dear cousin?
Cousin?
Do you remember that birthday party of mine a couple of years back?
Birthday party?
Remember?
I think this is a roll. Go ahead and try and convince.
It's a convince roll?
Yeah. You're trying to make someone hear you either through intimidation or conversation.
I'm going to use my Slytherin house benefit to automatically succeed on a convince roll once per day.
Oh, yes, of course, the party.
Yes. You remember you were the first to arrive, and I was just so nervous, and you were so kind to stay with me until everyone else showed up. Do you remember that?
Yes, of course. How could I forget?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for being just as good a friend to me now as you were then. I'm so happy we've reconnected as of late.
As am I.
Should we get back?
Father will surely be happy.
I'm sure he will be. Should we get back to the Muggleborn hunt? You want to go looking for him?
Perhaps not at this moment. I have some things that require my attention.
Sure. Would you like to find me later and we can talk about it?
Perhaps.
Great. I'll be seeing you around, cousin.
For Voldemort and Valour.
For Voldemort and Valour. Can I see if I caught that he didn't do the salute correctly?
Yeah, go ahead and notice something.
Okay.
An 8. Okay, you can ask me one from the list there. I figure you're asking directly about it. Yeah, I think you noticed. It was hesitant and didn't seem right.
Okay. Before I go, cousin. And Olive's gonna kind of take a step very close to him and say, I know oftentimes it can seem a scary and dangerous place, but I hope you know you can trust family. You can trust me.
Try and convince him.
I can?
Of course you can.
He moves in sort of conspiratorially to you.
I am not what I seem.
What do you mean?
This place, it is hell.
Scorpius, you can't say such things where people can hear you. It's dangerous.
You're right.
Just keep your voice down, alright?
Yes. I'm scared. I don't belong here.
Neither do I. But we have to do what must be done. We have to play our part. We all must.
Yes, I suppose you're right. If you feel this way, know that you're not alone. That boy, Alex, you can speak to him. Just do it carefully.
And he turns and walks away.
Olive kind of straightens her tie a little bit and straightens her skirt and lifts her head up and walks back in to the main room of the common room. And she's going to kind of call out after him, "Lovely to see you again, cousin. Always a pleasure."
Yes.
The three
Girls.
onlookers. Who is the most observant among you?
The most observant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's Maisie and not
I'm
neither.
pretty observant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Maisie, you can try and notice something. So, even though Lillian and Cornelia have been chatting away the whole time, you can ask me 2 questions from the Notice Something list.
Okay. How How much have I seen? Did we see them speaking? Did we see
Definitely.
Scorpius and Olive speaking?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how I can make these kind of relevant to the situation. I feel like, is there anything or anyone sneaking around is these kind of obvious? I feel like
Well, we can modify a little bit. Yeah, I think that you actually heard them talk conspiratorially.
Okay.
You heard some, maybe not the whole thing, but you heard some of it.
Mm-hmm.
You probably heard Scorpius say that he doesn't belong here and that this place is hell. You have one more question.
Whoa! I've still got another question.
Yeah.
Whoa!
You rolled an 11.
I want to ask what it feels like, but I don't want to know what it feels like. I want to kind of try and read their feelings, like how the conversation has left them, like how they're feeling as they part.
Olive, how do you think you maybe gave something away? What do you think that Maisie picked up on?
I would say I think Maisie picked up on the shift between the compassion and like the quiet compassion that they shared in that moment versus when Olive straightens herself and kind of is loudly proclaiming, for Voldemort and Valour and goodbye, cousin, and all of that stuff. I think Maisie sees the shift and like putting on that mask coming out of a heartfelt moment.
And what's it like now? Are they both still there? Has Scorpius
No,
walked away?
Scorpius just like turned to walk away. I think the three of you like sort of broke apart and walked a little bit of ways. Lillian and Cornelia, what were you most concerned about with this conversation? Was it like a surface thing only where you...
I would say that I think that originally we were just focused on
Cornelia's very quiet.
on if they were
Yes.
on if they were flirting or like something was going on there. Like, why is she getting more attention than we are? Like, we are.
Sure.
Obviously, she's not a Malfoy, so.
One of you, I guess whoever's better at it, can try and read between the lines.
Do you want to do it? Would you love to do that?
I can do it, sure. Oh, we're both not in the best position for this, I don't think. Okay.
A 9. Oh, you get to choose one from the list there, Cornelia.
Um.
And try to understand what someone is really thinking. And this could be applicable to either Olive or Scorpius. I would assume that you saw Olive. Scorpius probably had his back turned.
Okay. Can I like split up the questions
You have one
for
question.
each? Oh yeah, you're right. Just one. Ooh. Oh, that's hard. How are they feeling?
Okay. So I think you would have gotten the sort of change in emotion from Olive. And that it wasn't like a flirty kind of thing.
Lillian? Did you see that?
What?
Well, it didn't really seem like they were... It seemed like they were friendly, but it didn't seem like they were friendly. And there was some weird... Olive was... Well, she kind of changed. She was like very close, and then all of a sudden she kind of went back to the Olive that we know. Like, rude and boring.
You're saying she's lying about something.
Yes, I believe so. I believe it very much, and we should definitely ask her. But maybe in, not outright.
Well, what if we pretend to be her friend and then figure out what she's doing?
You're a literal genius. There's a reason you're my best friend.
Thank you.
Let's do that.
Okay.
So Scorpius walks past and probably gets bombarded by people again, like, oh, it's the Scorpion King. Like, and you can see his like entourage start to like crowd in around him. Olive, what are you doing?
Olive kind of took a moment to preen about a bit to look very visible in front of everyone. And then she's going to notice that she no longer has the letter to her father and sit down to write a new one instead, rather than look for the old one.
Is it possible that we can come over and I could bring her the letter back in hopes to feign friendship?
Up to you.
All right. I didn't know if she was like leaving the room or if she was gonna stay in the common room. But if she's gonna stay in the common room, I wanna like wander over and be like, I'm so sorry about knocking all your stuff over. I think when your bag fell, I grabbed this letter to your dad, and I wouldn't want him to knock it. A letter from his beautiful daughters.
Well, aren't you sweet? Thank you.
Of course.
Would you like to sit together?
That'd be great. What next, Cornelia? You want to sit with us?
Oh, yes.
How is your cousin?
So great.
Is he good?
Oh, lovely. Thank you for asking. Tell me more about you. I feel like I hardly know you, Lillian.
I feel like there's no seats left, so I'm just like awkwardly standing there, like waiting to be invited or dismissed. Like,
Should we ask her?
Yeah, I mean, if we're making friends.
Do you want to sit there? Us?
okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. And I go to sit down, but I try and kind of sit as far away as possible from Lillian. So we're like sharing a bench, but I'm like right on the end of it, so there is as much of a gap between us as possible.
Yeah, but I think you're sandwiched in between me and Cornelia.
Oh no, like directly in between you. Oh no. In that case, then I think I just hold my book like over my arms and just kind of like huddle over, resigned. I'm resigned to my fate in this world right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you really do have beautiful hair.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
All right. I was just trying to be nice, but...
Yeah. Just trying to be nice.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
I'm just going to get back to my letter, but, good to see you.
Oh, but Lillian didn't get to talk about...
Yeah, we were just starting our conversation. I mean, if you want her to leave, I could ask her, do you want her to go?
No. I'll finish my letter later. I'm so sorry. You were saying, Lillian, about your family.
Yeah. The Inkwoods. You've heard of the Inkwoods, haven't you? My parents, my family.
Of course.
Right.
Who among us hasn't?
Yeah, well, accurate. And Cornelia's family, they're very close, so we grew up together, and, yeah. I don't know. Not very interesting, right? Just the parents. All that.
Well, your father does make such incredible furniture.
You know, the
Some of the
bench that
best
we're sitting on, he
furniture.
made it. This bench. All the Slytherin
Really?
stuff.
Exquisite craftsmanship.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, he does this really crafty thing where he inks the wood. That's why we got our last name, Inkwood.
It's very clever.
That's lovely.
Very.
So, Olive, tell us about your family. I mean, we know that they're very close to the Malfoys, which is excellent, by the way. But what else is happening there?
Not much to tell, honestly. My father is hardworking, as all of our parents are for the course, and it's just the two of us.
Oh, that's sad. What happened to your mum?
I never knew
You don't
her.
get to ask people that.
I'm sorry. I was just curious. I didn't mean to offend. I'm
Or
very
maybe you should
sorry.
Be a bit more sensitive.
We just wanted to get to know her better. I don't think she meant any harm, Matchstick. It's alright. Really
I don't
sorry about your
mind.
family.
I'm proud to share how strong my father is to raise me on his own like that.
Yes,
Must be.
quite.
What does he do?
Well, the family trade by nature was wand making. My father started learning other arts to make special magical items for the Dark Lord and the Death Eaters, if you must know. He doesn't like to brag about it much, but he's a craftsman of a different kind.
Well, I mean, then technically our dads probably know each other, right? If they're doing arts and crafts and making things like furniture for the Dark Lord.
Possibly. He's quite well known within the community.
Never heard of him. I'll have to look him up.
You simply must.
You mean you didn't hear about the man who made the wand that the Dark Lord has decided to give to the next prince?
Oh my god, thank god we finally got there.
Okay, almost asleep.
The next prince.
Yep.
Is that what Olive's father is making now?
Yep.
That's very
how do you-
impressive.
You know her dad.
He's well
Are
known.
you friends?
He's just well known in the community.
He's well known.
Honestly, I'm surprised you haven't heard of him. Well, this has been lovely. I've got some potions homework to finish up, so if
Oh, that's
you'll
great.
ex-
Matchstick, how's your family? I don't know anything about you. We're all sharing. I'm interested.
Okay. You can be interested.
Oh. Absolutely no politeness whatsoever. I can't believe she's even in Slytherin. How did she get here? No manners. Oh well. Well, this has been fun. I think I'm gonna go work on my potions.
Yeah, go up to our room then.
Yeah, I believe so. Thank you for the riveting conversation. Have a
It was so
wonderful
nice to
rest
talk
of
to you
your
all.
evening.
Matchstick. It's a beginning, and then there's a middle, and then there's an end. Normally with a conversation, but we'll work on it next time.
Yeah.
It was lovely seeing you both.
Dura!
So Cornelia and Lillian sort of walk off.
Yeah, they're gone.
I physically, like, you see me, my elbows actually suddenly have room to, like...
I can slouch more.
I'm sorry, I was trying to help. I didn't mean to make you look bad.
Do you know my father?
No.
Then what on
I don't.
earth compelled you to say that you did?
I want to join you.
Join me where?
I want in.
I'm certain I don't know what you're talking about.
I saw you talking to the Scorpion King.
Yes, as did everyone else in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about... What? What do you seem to have gotten into your head?
Nothing. It doesn't matter. Okay. It doesn't matter.
Come to my room with me. Let's speak in private. I'll help you with that potions homework that you're struggling with so much.
I'm really bad at potions.
Right, well, I guess I can find it in my heart to help the less fortunate here, so, And Olive's gonna go up to her room.
I feel like it probably takes Maisie a couple of seconds because she gets up and then realizes that she's like left loads of stuff there. So she goes back, picks it up, and then turns around, realizes she left more stuff, goes back, picks it up, but like shuffles on this messy shuffle on after Olive.
Sure. Follow after. Close
Who's
the
your-
door.
Who's your roommate?
I'm gonna look around. Is my roommate's not here, right?
Roll me a 2d6.
Okay.
They are not here.
Don't worry about her. I don't know how much time we have. What on earth do you think you are doing speaking to me like that, full well in public where anyone can hear what we're saying?
No one heard us. And even if they did, they didn't know what I was talking about, but you did.
Well, no, I'm absolutely positive I have no clue what you're speaking about either. And I suggest you stop bringing it up unless you want to get yourself killed. Is that what you want? Is that what you're trying to accomplish here? Trying to draw attention to yourself?
Aren't you tired of it?
I keep my head down. I do what I'm told. And that's how I'm going to get out of here.
But aren't you tired of it?
I do what I'm told. I say the things we're supposed to say. As should you.
But aren't you tired of it?
You can't say those kinds of things where people can hear.
You're helping your dad, right?
I can't put him at risk. And you can't go around talking about things so loudly.
I won't.
I've never been away from home before, and I'm so scared.
It's okay. It's okay. She looks at the door and then just goes to take Olive, but like really gently cuddles her and just puts her head on her shoulder. It's okay.
I'm so scared.
It's okay. maybe things don't have to be this way, you know?
Not in our time. Not now.
But maybe in some time.
That's exactly why I try to keep my head down. I try to keep my family safe. I help by staying quiet, and you should too.
I don't exactly have anything left to lose. So...
Well, you can't be of use to any cause if you're dead. So, keep your mouth shut, and anytime you want to talk, just tell me that you need help with the pain potion. Alright?
But...
Anytime you want to talk, that's what you tell me.
But we'll have to pretend like we don't like each other or something.
There are worse things to pretend. It's not the worst thing I've said.
But can I do something? I want to do something, and does the scorpion know?
He's struggling. I don't know what happened to him, but he's not right. Something's off. I don't know how else to explain it.
What can we do?
I'll let you know when I figure it out.
No. We'll figure it out together.
As you say that, your door clatters open, and in walks your roommate, Talia Finney.
Sorry, am I interrupting something?
Just tutoring. Maisie's not prepared for potions this week.
Oh, well, somebody might get some detention. Do you have any scars on your hand?
She's gonna sort of try and like grab your
put my
hand
hands
and
behind my back.
Fine, if you don't want to share.
All right then, Maisie. Can I help you with anything else? Any other subjects you're failing that I could tutor you in?
No, just I mean, I have potions again tomorrow. If you could maybe help me again.
Yes, I'll help you with the potion tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
For now, thank you for
Thank you.
visiting.
Olive, thank you. Thank you. She takes a really deep breath and just like bolts down the corridor.
God, she's a nightmare, honestly.
I know, and what's wrong with her hair?
I don't know. Hopefully I don't have to get close enough again to ever find out.
door closes. The next day comes about. The school is kind of the schedule has sort of changed a little bit because of the size of Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, and Hufflepuff. They're often tacked on to the Slytherin classes, and the Slytherin schedule is sort of broken up a little bit more. So there's like a Slytherin 1 and a Slytherin 2 and that kind of thing. But it just so happens that all of you have potions together. we are in the midst of potions class, where everyone is brewing their potion of extreme pain. You have your ingredients ready, and the teacher comes about, and Professor Snape doesn't teach potions class. Professor Snape teaches the dark arts. So, your teacher, kind of like a gangly looking man, sort of scruffy and probably smells a little funny, starts to inspect people's potions. Alexander, which way have you decided to brew your potion?
I think I tried the adjusted way. So with the notes. Yeah.
Okay. The professor, sorry, I have to find my notes. And of course, it's one of those things that I did not open before the show. Sorry. Yes, this teacher's name is Professor Wisp-Bottom. Yeah, he's a sort of like a tall, like gangly guy, very scruffy looking, and students often like make fun of the name, but he's actually like horrible, like, and he has sent many kids to detention for even the slightest mention of humor at his name. And he approaches and starts to look over, and he says, "Oi, what you got there?"
I just my potion. And
Where's
stuff.
your salamander?
Oh, so I have my ingredients laid out in order, and that part of
Answer the question.
that part of the recipe is just here.
Go ahead and try and convince him. You need to follow the recipe exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Professor. I will, and I'll make a very good potion.
Will you? Where's your salamander then?
I have it in a pocket. I want to make sure it's fresh.
Get it out now.
I don't want it to get loose, Professor.
Get it out now.
Okay. I do have it in my pocket, but
I don't think you do with the 5.
Oh no. It may have gotten loose from my pocket, Professor.
Uh-huh. So you lost your salamander, and now you're trying to use something else. What do you want to do? Blow up the whole potions room?
No, not at all.
All right, another troublemaker. Come with me.
Can I make the potion first, please, Professor?
He starts to like grab you by the arm. Detention for you.
I'd like to try and make the potion first, at least, maybe, and then you can decide after.
No, come on then.
He
You start to see Alexander get dragged off, Olive.
Olive doesn't say anything, but she does connect the fact that this is the student she was told about.
I bet Professor Snape will be glad to make you do some wonderful things in detention.
And he drags you sort of out of the room. Meanwhile, there are house elves that are probably in the classroom. They're looking nervously at each other and sort of eyeballing the potions. So the teacher has sort of walked Alexander out of the room by the arm. Just grabbed him.
Oh my god. Did you guys see that Ravenclaw?
Harrison.
Embarrassing, honestly. I wonder how badly he messed up that potion. And Olive's gonna walk over and kind of peer into his cauldron. Kind of see if she can discern if it's different in any way.
Oh,
You
yeah.
look messed up.
Investigate.
Okay.
It's probably different, but you can't really tell very much.
Olive's going to
Maybe you
try...
tasted it.
Yeah, Olive's going to try and look. How hot would it be?
Pretty hot. Yeah, it'd be
Okay.
like gloopily bubbling.
She's gonna kind of reach in a little bit and like tap it with her finger, like very quickly because it's so hot until the tip of her finger is kind of coated, and she's gonna taste it.
As you taste it, you can see some of the house elves kind of like looking at each other like, and you start to feel your tongue starts to like convulse, and as the liquid starts to pour down your throat, you start to like tense up, and you feel these like electric sort of pulses as if your nerves are on fire.
Olive? Olive?
Why'd you do that?
Oh.
Why'd you eat the potion?
Why did you do... It's an immense pain potion.
No, it's not. He messed it up. It doesn't smell right. I thought it. Oh God. I thought
Are
that.
you in pain? Are you in pain?
Oh, it's like being electrified.
So
Yeah, it sounds a lot like pain.
Yeah, it sounds a lot.
I just thought that if he had messed it up, it would be fine. But oh,
Maybe we go to the hospital wing.
no, I'm all right. I'm all right.
Don't really look all right.
Look sweaty. So sweaty.
The potion's not making me sweat.
Is that the pain then?
I don't look sweaty. I'm all right. I can get through class. It's fine.
Is she pale? Or is she just pale?
A little bit. Honestly, I think we've all learned a good lesson here, and it's not to go around eating other people's potions.
I wasn't eating it. I was
It'd be
just
like rule number 1. Really, like don't eat
Yeah, you'd think,
someone else's
but
potion.
here we are.
You don't know him. You don't. He could put anything in his potion.
He's a Ravenclaw.
We switch scenes. Alexander, you're getting hauled to the dark arts classroom where you see Professor Snape starting to ready some things for class later. And what do we have here?
A troublemaker. One that decided to deviate from the potion recipe. Did he now? Sit him there.
I know what to do with those that don't follow the rules. And that's where we're going to end today's session of Voldemort and Valour. Good job, everyone.
I hate it.
Oh my gosh, it's so evil and so fun.
I really gotta learn the thing.
Yeah. It's just
It's like you're at a
figure it out.
rave, but there's magic.
oh, okay, now you're speaking my language.
There you go. You got it.
Just get some glow sticks. Boom.
Yeah. So good job. We are going to do end of session stuff, but we're just going to do. We're not going to do downtime stuff. We're going to do relationships, and we'll still do our shout outs, but we're not going to do our house points roll. House points are gone. They got rid of those. They just give Slytherin a trophy every year.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Finally.
Renamed the house Slytherin.
Yeah. So we're gonna go around the room. We're gonna do our shout outs, and you can do a +1 or a -1 with a relationship like normal, but with your alternate timeline characters. So yeah, first and foremost, thanks everybody for watching. If you'd like to play along with us, then you can head on over to tablestory.tv/WAW. It's also a great place for you to download a free set of rules there. You can head on over there, and it's completely free. I made the system. It's all free. You can go check it out, and make sure while you're there, you click on everybody's links and go follow them on all the places. Follows are free. Go click their links. Go support them. And if you want to support them in a monetary way, then you can try using your Twitch Prime or your Amazon Prime. If you haven't used that, link them up and get yourself some emotes. Go support these people. They're great. They're fantastic role players, and they're good people. So go do that. And make sure you follow us here on Table Story, tablestory.tv/ or twitch.tv/tablestory, and Table Story on YouTube as well. And if you want to support us in a monetary way, you can check out our Patreon at tablestory.tv/pledge, where we've got a ton of different content, lore, we've got character art, we've got MP3 versions of the shows that we do. Go check it out. There's also an episode 0 for Witchcraft and Wizardry that you can only see if you're on the Patreon. So you can check that out too. If you want to learn more about the normal timeline characters, so you can learn about that and how the character creation works and all that. Otherwise, let's go around the room. Let's do our shout-outs. Zagonicus?
Hey, I'm going to give a -1 to Cornelia Inkwood.
Oh, you mean their tag
Hemlock.
team duo?
No, sorry, Lily and Ingrid. Yeah, both of
Lily.
them.
In this
There we go.
universe, we're now married at 11.
Lilian, Cornian, whatever. Yeah, no, Lillian, because she seemed like she was the leader of the bitch brigade. So
Wait, so I don't get the
Wait.
-1 for that? That's a +1?
you do. So
Wait, she's
you get a
getting it.
negative
I'm
one,
not
yeah.
getting it.
You're not. I can only give it to one of you. You'd both get.
Just me.
Stop fighting over my
Sorry.
-1s, okay?
It's okay. It's okay. I'll just remember that. That's all.
Just remember that I didn't get the -1. Hi everyone, I'm Zgodicus. I played Alexander Pinescrew for you today. Different from his counterpart Alexander Pippin in some ways, but I feel like very much still Alex at heart. Very interesting session. Very interesting. I can't wait to get my teeth into this some more. But in the meantime, I'm probably going to be playing Final Fantasy VII Remake and hiding from the world to avoid spoilers and stuff. But then when I'm not doing that, you can join me, Zgodicus, on all the platforms. I'm streaming a different Final Fantasy 12, over on my Twitch channel. That's my current project. But I may just be playing Final Fantasy VII Remake instead until that's done. So check my Twitter. for what I'm up to. And I'll see you here. I'll be here, though. I'll be here doing more role-playing with these awesome people.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Zagonicus. Naga Oryx?
Hi, I'm Naga Oryx. Today, I have had the absolute emotionally heart-wrenching experience of playing Slytherin Olive Everglade for you. Thank you for having me today. I'm Twitch streamer, voice actor, tabletop RPGer. You can catch me tonight on the season 3 premiere of Pirates of Salt Bay at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern on Saving Throw Show. I play a grown-up void tiefling rogue named Trislin. She's pretty cool, as the kids would say, without using vulgar language that I almost used, because for a second I forgot we were family friendly. Thank you so much for having me. This was one of the most emotionally heart-wrenching, absolutely gut-punching pieces of roleplay I've ever had to do. So thank you for facilitating that.
No problem. There's still more. There's still more.
This broke me.
We gotta finish this little arc here. Thank you. Murgles?
Hi. Hi, I'm Murgles. I played Cornelia Hemlock for y'all today. That was fun, but also really horrifically bad. I did not enjoy the majority of that. It was really scary. Also, I was like, let's throw an accent on as well. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I respect. Yeah, I'm Murgles. I stream on Twitch Mondays. I've extended my hours, so I'm now Mondays through Thursdays, 8 a.m. EST until 12. I am making an animated film live on Twitch, so if you're interested in that, I'm a professional animator and storyboard artist and all that stuff. So that's what I'm doing. And as for my -1...
Oh, yeah. Did you do your -1 or +1, Olive? Sorry.
I put mine on my sheet, but I forgot to say it because I was just thinking about talking about this episode in therapy later. I gave a +1 to Maisie.
Sorry, Murgles.
No, it's all good. I'm gonna give my +1 to Lillian because I feel like our relationship grew stronger. That's my girl.
By choke slamming other people.
Choke slamming?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Did that happen and I missed it?
No.
I was really...
I meant like metaphorically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm actually, I don't know what's better. Having, like, doing well enough at the RP that people are like, hate her now, or being really bad at it and there people are like, wow, she sucks at being a bad person. Cool. But here we are, so...
That's what basically being a GM is.
Yeah. Like, what poison am I choosing to take today? Well, let's commit.
Thank you, Murgles. Luxie?
Hello. Hi. I'm going to do my +1 now before I forget because I know I'll do it. I think, honestly, I'm going to give Lillian's +1 to Olive because she thinks that Olive, her plan to become friends with Olive is working, and she was kind of willing to let her bully Matchstick while she was sitting right there. So, sorry, Maisie, I love you so much. It's actually such a cute nickname, though. I feel like you should keep it.
It's adorable bullying.
Therapy, thanks.
Oh no. Wait, can you kill 11-year-olds off the show? We can just...
Oh my gosh, he's thinking about it.
Maybe that's something that you should talk about in your therapy.
I can't look in the mirror anymore. I had to cover it with a sheet.
I used used to do this thing. Hi, by the way, I'm Lexi Games. I played Lillian for you today, but I used to do this thing when I worked at Disney because I had to be nice to people all the time, where I would pick up this shift called PAC. It's parade control, and you would get to tell people no. And in my role at Disney, I wasn't allowed to tell people no, so I'd pick it up specifically to have a day where I could tell people no. That's what this roleplay was for me. So thank you for letting me say no. It's very nice. I get to be nice all the time. It's nice to be mean. Like people were to me when I was a kid, so not at all traumatizing. I play video games. I'm currently super obsessed with Animal Crossing, but also I was playing through Bioshock Infinite, and I played a little Sea of Thieves for the second time ever today with Confectionery, my stream team, and then what else are we doing? Something else, but I can't remember, so that sucks. But you can find out on my stream if you want to stop by and figure it out. I got cool new rainbow lights, so hope that entices you. Thank you, Mac.
No problem. Golo.
Hello, I'm Golo. You can find me on the internet. That took me way too long to say. You can find me on Hive on the internet under the name Hello, it's Golo, all one word. I'm a full-time streamer on Twitch. And if you come and hang out tomorrow at 18:30 BST, which is, then we're actually deciding what games we're going to play next. So if you want to come and hang out tomorrow and have a chat and share your suggestions and maybe help decide what we do over the next month or so, then that would be pretty snazzy. We like open world adventures, beautiful stories, and just hanging out and having a laugh. So that's basically what we're up to. We're just kind of figuring out what we're doing next. So if you want to come and have a say, please come and do that. And just come and say hello. And yeah. Wow, guys, what? I hated it, but I also loved it, and I'm very confused. I don't know what my feelings are doing. But thanks. That's it. I'm done.
Did you give your +1, -1?
Olive.
Olive.
It's +1 going to Olive.
Thank you so much, Colo. I'm Wax Steven. I have been your Headmaster of Doom. I've dragged the players kicking and screaming through an alternate timeline today. Thank you so much. And it's still going. It's still going. We're gonna finish our little arc here in Voldemort and Valour, and hopefully you're enjoying a bit of a deviation from our main characters, and hopefully you'll get the opportunity to stick with us for a while, and you get to see the normal characters that the players play. If you're joining us today, because I know we had a lot of new people who joining us today. Classy Pax was kind enough to throw us a raid, so thank you so much to Pax if you're still watching, and thanks for people coming in from there, and hopefully you enjoyed things. But I've been planning this the whole time for this for the show, so I was always planning on doing this at some point, and Scorpius and Albus have been going about their business the whole time, making stuff happen, and this is where we are now. So I really enjoyed it overall. I think everybody did super well. It was really great to see people sort of peeling back the mask and dealing with their situation as best as they can. So I think that was really great. Hopefully you'll all come by and join us tomorrow for Gone. If you want to come hang out on my stream, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake tomorrow before Gone, and then I'll raid into Gone. But PB has an excellent survival thriller show called Gone, and it's really weird but really friggin' amazing with an absolutely amazing cast. So hopefully you'll come by and check that out tomorrow. That's at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. British time, and I think it'll be another amazing episode because they're doing such a fantastic job. So come check it out. And if you want to see Final Fantasy VII Remake and watch a 39-year-old man cry, I've been doing that. So, yeah. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Good night. Peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.